Hey guys, how's it going? So I just installed Mac OS Big Sur on a virtual machine. Um, I'll send a link, but this is the document that I'll be going through. Uh, so starting off with generating the SSH key, adding it, and then testing the connection. We should be able to get SSH working and be able to start collaborating on GitHub projects. So this will work not just for the one that we're working on, but once you get this set up, it should work for any other future collabs that you're going to be working with. So you only have to do this one time. So without any further delay, let's get started. Alright, so I have a terminal open. So the first thing you want to do is get the terminal open, and I'll just kind of be looking at this document, kind of following along. Okay, so it says first thing, open the terminal. Second thing, paste the following text below. I'll just type it for you guys. It is SSH-keygen, make sure you spell it right, gen, space -t, space ed25519, space capital C, space open quotation, and then type in the email address that you use to log into GitHub, and press enter, and it'll say generating public-private key pair. Enter the file that you want to save it in. If you don't press anything, if you just press enter from here, it will by default save it to this location, your username .ssh, then ID _ ed25519. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it there by default, so I'm just going to press enter. And so here you want to make a password for this key, for this SSH key, something that you can remember. I'm just going to put in a password and then type it again. Whenever you try to connect later or add it to the agent, it's going to ask you to type in that password again, and then it'll say created, fingerprint, yada yada. I wouldn't share this with anyone, but since this is just for testing purposes, I'm just going to use it and then delete it later. So once it's created, start the SSH agent. We do that by typing eval space open quote $ open parenthesis SSH -agent space -s close parenthesis close quotation, and then press enter, and then it'll say agent PID and then some random number afterwards, if it worked correctly. So after you start that, then you want to, okay, so if you have used SSH before, then you will probably already have a SSH config. So to see if you already have one, type in open space squiggly /.sh/config, enter, and if it says does not exist, then that's fine. We'll just create it then. So in order to create it, you just touch squiggly /.sh/config, press enter. So you just created it, and then try opening it again. Okay, so here we go. So opened it. It's a brand new file, so it should be empty. So this part is going to be very case sensitive. So make sure that the casing, the spacing, and the tabs are all sensitive. So all those should be exactly how it is typed. So you're going to start off at the very beginning of the file, capital H, host, space, star, press enter, press tab, and make sure that this, what you just typed in there, is a tab character and not a bunch of spaces. So that's a tab character. And then capital A, DD, capital K, EYS, capital T, O, capital A, GENT. Add keys to agent, no spaces in between those words. But then you press the space here and then type yes. Press enter, tab, capital U, use, capital K, keychain. And the only capitals here are the U and the K. So the C in keychain is lowercase. Then space, yes, press enter, press tab, capital I, Identity, IDENTITY. Oh wow, I probably didn't say that how I spelled it, but yeah, this is how you spell it. Identity, capital FILE, no spaces, and then press space, squiggly, slash dot SSH slash ID underscore ED 25519. Now, if for some reason you didn't use the default word, then this essentially is going to match the same file name that you created here. When in your terminal it says your public key has been saved. So yeah, you can alternatively do users, username. Oh, I don't want a capital M. Dot SSH slash ID ED 25519. Okay. And then we're going to save it. Thing doesn't lag out on me. Alright, save. So once you do that, the config file should be complete. So then you can just go to this. Next thing we're going to do is SSH-add space dash capital K space squiggly slash dot SSH slash, and then the name of your private key again. So it's, for mine it's ID ED 25519. Press enter. Then it should say identity added, and then the email that you used to register that key in parentheses afterwards. That way you know it's done correctly. Cool. And that should be that. The next thing you want to do is pb copy space open alligator to the right, which is the lesson sign, and then squiggly slash dot SSH ID add 25519 dot pub. So that's going to copy the contents of your public key. And so once you do that, it should be on your clipboard. So like, don't copy anything else. Like, don't do like right-click copy on anything else. Go to your GitHub, and then up here at the top right corner, go to settings, right above sign out. Go to SSH and GPG keys. Click that. Then new SSH key. Then give it a title. I like to title it based on like where I'm accessing it. That way I know. So this is my Mac OS VM. And then paste in what you just copied. So it should start off with the name of the, what's it called? The algorithm, which is SSH-add25519. Then it should have this. This is fine. This is your public key, so it's not important that people see it. In fact, this is how you securely this is how you identify yourself to other people, rather. So this is fine for it to be like in public. That's why it's your public key. Then the last thing it should have is your email. But I'm not editing it or anything. I just pasted it in from when I did pb copy. Then I'm going to just click add SSH key. So now that that's added to GitHub, I should be able to test it out. So how to test it out, let me just clear this. How to test it out, you should be able to do SSH space dash capital T space git at github.com. And if you press enter, it will say the authenticity of whatever. So you can ignore that. That just means this is your first time connecting and it doesn't know or anything. So you can just say yes. Then press enter. And then the last thing it'll say is that it added GitHub to the list of known hosts. So essentially you're saying, yeah, I trust github.com. And then the last thing it'll say is like, hi, Catalyc, or hi, you've successfully authenticated. And it'll say, but it doesn't provide SSH or shell access or whatever, which is normal. It should say that. If it says you're successfully authenticated, then you're all good to go. So then you click code here, and then click not the HTTPS, but do the SSH. Then I'll copy this to my clipboard, and then go back to my terminal, and then do git clone, and then paste this. Then press enter. Cloning. Awesome. So then you just get a bunch of those texts or whatever. Use ls, and you will see now you have a folder, the TCS bot folder. So you can cd into that. ls, and yeah, from here all your normal git commands are just the same now. So I should be able to git pull. Yep, up to date. Make some changes, and then git push and all that other stuff. So that should do it for this instruction. We'll probably have more instruction later on how exactly we're going to be using branches and other technical stuff, but I think you guys should have it from here. Alright, thank you very much. Yeah, I'll see you guys later.